Using Midjourney, we at Singularity Report have generated nearly 2,000 images of high-quality content. Images that would have required research, licensing, and purchase. If you go on Fiverr.com, you can witness a lively marketplace of artists selling their wares openly, and buyers standing by, cash at the ready for poster designs, concept art, game textures, characters, logos, fonts. Look, the list goes on. All of that, in a sense, now has direct competition. Using this $30 subscription, we've generated hundreds of pieces of art which we can distribute and use however we like. Across YouTube, you can see the concerned voices of dozens of artists, arguing the concepts of copyright law and regulation. They argue that the basis of the data used in the software's design was trained on their copyrighted material. Overfitting is a major problem, but now with a host of solutions created for it, it appears as though these images are completely unique. You can argue that the AI is taking inspiration from past art just like we do. In fact, our brain,
like a walnut, and with the consistency of mushrooms,
is really a chemical computer. Anything that we do can and will eventually be broken down into its constituent components to be reassembled using artificial intelligence. They're already better than us at art. Remember, these images take seconds to generate. Alright, but wait, we've actually been through this before. These are the Luddites, taking their name from the legendary weaver Ned Ludd. They led a widespread rebellion to destroy looms and weaving machines. Their jobs, which they had spent years learning and perfecting, were being directly replaced by machinery. The new jobs created by these looms were unskilled, or were in engineering and machining, areas that the weavers weren't trained in. Yet, despite their reputation, the Luddites weren't inept at technology. In fact, they were highly skilled users of the technology of their time. Hand looms. Food had become increasingly scarce during Napoleon's blockade, or
blocus continental.
Poverty was rising in England, and they were struggling to keep local industries afloat. At one time, there were more British soldiers engaging the Luddites than there were engaging Napoleon in Iberia. What the Luddites had to say continued to influence labor movements for the next 2 centuries. With our own continued industrial revolution through the use of AI, we're now living through the birth of Neoluditism. You can see the protest against the machine all across YouTube, Tumblr, and the rest of the internet. Transition periods are uncertain, and we now face one of the largest transitions of our era. The transition from human labor to machine labor. For the first time, tertiary jobs like graphic design are being directly replaced using AI. With time, it will help create more abundance in our society. But until that point, the abundancy of art means that artists are going to have a tougher time getting work. As Britain learned in 1812, you can't use local regulations against new technology, because other states can take what you've created and use it to outcompete you. In a market that's as globalized as it is now, the idea of regulating and stopping AI through legislation has become impossible. Many of these projects are open source. This will help ensure that none of this technology is monopolized for personal gain. The democratized nature of this technology is another factor which makes it impossible to fight. The true implications of AI-generated art are a lot more wide-reaching than people think. Art can now be generated. The idea that AI lacks imagination, sometimes popularized in science fiction, seems to be disproven by its ability to completely emulate one of our most creative tasks. These models beat artists in essentially every metric. They're cheap, fast, skilled, and can iterate on ideas to fit exactly what you need. It's easy to see how any piece of media now doesn't have to rely on stock images to create stunning visuals. So, what does the future hold? Who are the big players in AI, and is your job the next to be outcompeted? In new videos, we'll delve deep into the practical implications of AI. The Singularity Report tracks the state of this industry and what it means for you. Subscribe and we can keep you up to date on the latest news in the space. And thanks for your support.